At 840 here for a quick little V-Buck. I'm not playing today. Sorry. I don't feel good. You got a problem with it, you can go fuck yourself. Today I'm not practicing, but I am holding that Squire Classic Vibe, 50s Classic Vibe in Telecaster. Okay. Everybody knows I love my American Pro 2 Strat, my Fender American Pro 2 Strat with the roasted pine body. Love that guitar. Everybody knows I love my Fender 70th or 75th anniversary Esquire with a roasted pine body. I love that guitar dearly too. I am finding I have an affinity for guitars with pine bodies, okay? Now, those two are roasted pine. So the tone is just a little bit different. Just a little bit different, but not much. Now, this guitar is kind of heavy. I'm guessing it's around 9 pounds. I wasn't expecting that, considering my other two are, they're roasted pine, so they're a little bit lighter. So when I grabbed this one, I wasn't expecting it to be that heavy. But this is not a roasted pine body. It is a pine body. Now, I had purchased those two Squire FMTs recently, and I realized the quality of the build is 10 times better than it used to be. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're not the $99 Guitar Center Christmas specials. But they're not that expensive. And they are higher quality built guitars than I was expecting. So, in a couple of months, I'm getting ready to send in my lefty Strat. That's why this one's upside down. This is a lefty. I'm getting ready to send my lefty Strat in to be relicked. That used one I bought recently. And and of course my left-handed Les Paul doesn't do well out here on the road. So I was looking the net and come to find out these are pine body guitars. And I'm falling in love, getting an affinity for pine body guitars. I love the sound. They're not bass heavy. They're not mids heavy. They're just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's the perfect metal sound for me. So when I found out the Classic Vibes are now coming in pine, I had to get this one. Then when this one showed up and I saw the quality of the build, I mean, the finish is beautiful. And that's hard to say for a $400 guitar. The wood, the grain on the wood is beautiful. Nothing wrong with this guitar whatsoever. Beautiful fucking build guitar. So with that said, I had to get 2 or 3 more. But I got righties. I'll do a comparison when the other two show up. I'll do a comparison between a high-end $2,000 Fender Strat and Tele compared to its little brother's Squire Strat, pine body Strat and Tele. I'll do that when they come in and I'm at home. I'm really curious to hear how they sound. Now, the other two, my higher end Fenders, they have Shawbuckers in them. These have the official Squire pickups. So I think the only main difference is really going to be the pickups. But we'll find out soon enough. But with that said, this is that Squire Telecaster with the pine body and maple neck. Beautiful guitar. Second thing we're going to get into here is, the company I've been with, I've worked here for 20 years. I've given up 3 million miles. I think I'm over 3 million miles now. And in those 20 years, I'm considered accident free. Okay, that's a rarity in this field. For anybody to be 20 years accident free is like it's like they should be knighted or sainted. I mean, it's not easy to do. It's a lot of fucking hard work, man. And and in those 20 years that I've been here, I have come across a lot of really shitty people. A lot of really shitty people that work for this company. Don't get me wrong. There are some really good fucking people that work here. Not only do they work hard, and that is under my definition of working hard. You know, they're running their 12 to 14,000 miles a month. They're doing it as close to safely as they possibly can. They're doing it as close to legal as they possibly can. And they're just doing their own thing. Well, this company is filled with drivers that aren't quite that good. You know, they're not that good. They have a CDL, but due to the fact that they have a CDL does not make them an actual truck driver. They haven't quite figured out the game, and trucking is a game, and you have to think 500 moves ahead in order to stay alive, so to speak. Now, I've accomplished what not a lot of people have. Flat out, there's not a lot. I don't know how many this company has. I know it's, I want to say it's around 20. I don't know, I'm guessing. But they have a few. So what I have done is not something impossible. It can be done. And I'm not the only one that has done it. It might be impossible for you, but it's not impossible for me. I did it, okay? So with that said, I wanted to say there's a lot of good people here, but there's more shitty people here. And with that said, I need to say this. Those shitty people have gotten that name, or as I call them, low rent people, by doing what they do. I don't know whether it's jealousy, stupidity, click mentality, you know, we all have to stick together type stupidity, or they're just evil little fucking people. Now, with that said, my lawyers and I we've come up with a scale. I deal with a lot of these fuck-ups out here on the road, and they're fucking up beyond belief. I'm not going to get into detail of what I'm talking about because it's going to bore you silly, and you're going to go, are you fucking serious? Are you crazy? Obviously I'm not. But I'm dealing with some really fucked up people. And my lawyers and I, we came up with a scale. The people I deal with out here, they're trolls, basically, is what they are. And we base their troll status from a 0 to 2. 0 being they work for this company, a 1 being they used to work for this company, and a 2 meaning they're a friend or family member of someone who worked at this company, worked at this company. So with that said, okay, a little preface to what I'm about to say here. I went home last week. I kind of felt and sounded like this when I went home last week, but we'll get back to that. I had tickets to go see Death Angel, Exodus, and Testament. Now, I've been looking forward to this concert for 6 fucking months, right? Well, my lawyer got a little bit of info that told me and then he told me that a few of my internet trolls were going to be there in person. Now, I got really fucking excited. Because I got about 6 trolls. 3 of them work here. 2 of them used to work here, and 1 is related to one that works here. They were gonna be there. I got excited. I got really excited. So I on social media, I hammed it up, man. I said, you know what? If these fuckers come by and tap me on the shoulder, I'm gonna start punching them. I'm gonna start fucking them up. You start screwing with me at a concert that I'm trying to enjoy, I'm gonna fuck you up. It's basically what I said on social media. Well, me and the wife, we get all dressed up and you know, go on down to the concert. Now, I wore a specific shirt for a reason. I wore a brand new, bright fucking red Portland Winterhawks jacket. And I wore a black hat on purpose for, you know, for the black light effect. It turns it white at the start, at the Roseland, because they got a lot of black lights there. But the shirt was the most important. Anyway, we got there and we didn't even make it in the fucking door before the mental illness started oozing out the doors. Troll number 1 walked up and tried to give me a Portland metal scene CD. I'm like, I'm under contract, man. I can't touch that CD. What I mean by I'm under contract is I signed a contract to do 5 more soundtracks for porn movies. I do that for fun. It's a lot of fun, actually. I can do an entire porn, you know, hour and a half long porn movie. I can do the soundtrack to that in about 3 hours max. So when I say I'm under contract, I'm saying that's what I mean. So I am not going to take your fucking unsolicited CD and, you know, possibly listen to it and pick up a lick or a riff and go, oh man, that'd be great in a movie. And then shit falls downhill after that. No, I'm not touching your fucking unsolicited CD. Do like everybody else. Make a bunch of little flyers with your band name and a picture of your old lady's tits or whatever, and put a link to your Garage Band or your Spotify playlist, and hand that out at a concert, man. I mean, why you're still handing out CDs was beyond me, but that was troll number 1, okay? Now, keep in mind, I've seen this guy on my Twitter feed, okay? I believe he was a Mr. Religious. He was a Bible thumper. Every time I would post something, a comment, he'd come in and give some Bible thumping, you know, you're a piece of shit Bible thumping thing on there, right? I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Now, before the wife and I even got there, the lawyer was upstairs in the balcony. I bought him a seat up there. So he was already there, and he pretty much warned me he was going to be there. I know this sounds crazy, but this is how it goes, man. This is what the last 10 years have been like. Fucking troll insanity. Anyways, we get in. Security checks our pockets, you know, and we go in. I was shocked they didn't make me open up my chew can. Anyway, so we go in and we grab a beer at the bar, and you know, I went to give the lady that checks your ID at the bar. I went to get her my ID, and she goes, "I don't know why you're doing that. This is a 21 and older show." I'm like, okay, well, cool, all right. We go in, grab a beer, and we go upstairs and find our place we're gonna stand, because I got general admission tickets. I wanted to be on the ground floor. And now, I grew up at the Starry Night, or the Roseland. I grew up there. I went to so many shows there over the years that I pretty much know that place inside and out, okay? I know that the door used to not be on the corner. I know the door used to be where the big metal doors are on the side, and you'd go up the stairs, and you were there, okay? I know that, I grew up there, man. I saw Molotov Cocktail. I saw Dead Conspiracy. I saw Naked Violence. I've seen Yngwie. I've seen Judas Priest with Ripper Owens there. I've seen Yngwie. I've seen Black and Blue. I've seen shitloads of metal bands there over the years. Like I said, I grew up there, okay? And so we go upstairs, and when you get to the top of the stairs, there's 2 stairs up into the main floor, into the stage floor. You got your right, and you got your left. We go up, we find a nice little spot on the guardrail by the stairs where, that's my place to stand, man. My butt imprint is in that fucking bar on the guardrail. That's how many times I've stood there. And, we're just enjoying the show. Death Angel comes on, My old lady's a Death Angel fan. It was a good show. And everything was fine and dandy until they started their weak little pit. And all the pussies moved back. But that wasn't the hard part, the bad part. The bad part was the morons going back and forth to the merch table. They're coming from downstairs, they're coming up the stairs, going around, walking all the way down to the merch table, then going back around and all the way around and going back down, rather than hitting the stairs right by the merch table, okay? Keep in mind, there's 2 staircases, one by the merch table, and there's one by where I was standing by the bar. Now, I wouldn't have minded this so much, except for it got to the point where I had a guy this fucking close to my face going by. And it was taking everything in my fucking power to keep from just motherfucker, But, we enjoyed the rest of the show, Death Angel. I'm not a Death Angel fan, so I didn't know a lot of their songs, but I enjoyed watching their guitar player's technique. We'll get to that in another video. So Death Angel stops. We go downstairs to the bar, grab another beer, and before that, Death Angel had just stopped, and we're walking down the stairs, and I noticed these 2 or 3 young ladies that were there. They seemed to know who I was. I didn't know who they were. But they looked underage, and it was obvious they looked underage. Well, rather than stand in line like a real human, like everybody else, and kind of mosey your way back downstairs, these little cunts just went ripping through the crowd. I mean, it was like, it was pissing people off, to the point where it pissed my old lady off. And I've never seen my old lady get that mad and push somebody. It was fucking awesome. But the important part of this story is, I think they were underage, and they were in a 21 and older show. Interesting. So, back to where I was at. We went back down the stairs, grabbed a beer, and decided to watch part of Exodus from the bar. It wasn't, it was a lot better than dealing with the fucking stupid pit and shit. But I wanted to get some video of Holt and Exodus before, they got off stage, and went up there. And I went up to the left side like I always do, went by the bar, and the wife found a spot there by the bar to stand. And I walked in towards the exit door there on the left. And I'm taking some video, and I'm kind of scanning around, and I see a Zero standing up there in the balcony. That motherfucker looks scared that I had my camera pointed towards him. But we'll get back to him at a later date. And I scan around, and I see do some holds. And then I look over and I see my most wanted troll. I see him flying through the crowd surfing of the pit. Well, when I saw him go over the gate and security was leading him back around, I literally, this guy's a motherfucker. He's a real pile of shit. He's the type of person that you will skin him alive. You will skull fuck this dude until he's blind, deaf, and mute. Then you'll make sure he's still alive so you can literally rip his heart out and eat it in front of him. That's how fucked up this guy is. He's an old man. I mean, and when I saw this dude walking around, I lunged forward with my fucking hands like this. Now, sorry to the guy I just kind of fucking threw off to the side. It was standing in front of me. Apologize for that. But this was just fucking full-blown, I wasn't in control. So I'm fucking booking it to where this dude's at on the pit return. My arm is out like this because I'm going for that motherfucker's throat. Because I'm going to drag his ass out. I'm going to grab him by the throat, drag his ass over that fucking rail, and I'm going to skull fuck that bitch right there. Okay? This is a bad fucking dude. And I don't mean that in a nice way. I mean that in, well, I just explained what I would do to him. I mean, he is a really fucked up dude. Anyway, as I'm lunging for his fucking neck, the security guard, what pissed me off, the security guard came out of nowhere. There was a woman security guard, and then there was a guy security guard, and that motherfucker tapped my hand away. I was so pissed, man. Because if I would have fucking connected, that motherfucker would have been, I would have been in jail today. I mean, that's how badly I want to fuck this dude up. He is internet troll number one. You know, he's the most wanted. He's got a little round tattoo. It's like a ribbon or outline of a ribbon, or I don't know. It's just round with two round lines. Looks like a ribbon. You probably know who I'm talking about. Well, anyways, we walk back over to the rail there, and we grab a seat, watch the rest of Exodus, and lo and behold, internet troll number 2 walks by with his girlfriend. Now, he's a tubby little dude, and he's got gauges in his ears, and I believe his old lady does too. And they walk by, and of course, this motherfucker has to touch me on the shoulder, grab my shoulder as he walks by. But that's not where he fucked up. He fucked up when he grabbed my old lady's shoulder. Now keep in mind, I've been to many metal shows, and I have never had anybody touch me ever when they walk by, except for these trolls. So that was his first fuck up. Now this guy, I will have his ears and his girlfriend's ears with their little gauges as new hangers for my fucking dry cleaning. I will have that fucker's ears. They will be taxidermied rigid, and they will be mounted on the wall, and I will start taking my clothes to be dry cleaned, just so I can hang my fucking clean laundry in these people's ears. Okay? I'm not fucking around here, man. These are some seriously fucked up people. Anyway, after that, the old lady and I went back downstairs, and we sat in the bar for a little while to watch what new character from the troll show would show up, right? Sorry, this is going to be a long one. Now, I know these people's faces really well. I can't get into tell you how, but I know their faces really well. And so we're sitting at the table. I think I can't remember who was playing. I don't think it was Testament. I think Exodus was finishing up or something. I don't know. So we grab a beer and we're sitting at a table. Lo and behold, the troll who tried to trick me into donating money for his cancer treatment comes walking in. Now, here's the part where my jaw dropped to the floor. This fucker's wearing a bright white wig that goes down to his ass. Okay. Like that guy from Harry Potter. Okay. Now, my jaw dropped to the floor. I was trying so hard not to laugh. I couldn't let it be known that I so hard trying not to laugh. This motherfucker walks in and he sits down next to this woman, and a couple of people come up and start talking to him, all while he's wearing a fucking wig. Okay, Mr. White Hair, cancer bat shit crazy motherfucker. Right? So I couldn't handle anymore of this. The mental illness that was flowing was fucking far beyond my comprehension. So the wife and we finish our beers because we're gonna go get some hash browns, man. That's our new thing. After we go to a concert, we went and saw Eric Johnson at the Aladdin, and we went and got hash browns afterwards. Great fucking hash browns. So that's what we did after this show. And as we're walking out, the show didn't stop. Oh, it didn't. So we're walking out, and I see that underage girl. She's staring at me and the old lady as we're walking out, right? I'm like, what the fuck? And as I start to get nearer, I go, do your parents know that you got out of daycare? And the next thing I know, I have some motherfucker hitting my knee, right? Oh, but this wasn't just some motherfucker. This is my internet troll. I'm dead serious. This is my internet troll that kept sending me naked pictures of himself. Okay. I cannot make this shit up. It got really funny to the point where he started sending me him naked pictures of himself in women's underwear. Okay. This is how fucked up this guy is. And he punches my knee. You can ask Roseland for the security camera video, man. There was a security camera right there watching the whole thing. He punches my knee. And as I realize who it is, my fist is like this, right? Then I realize who it is, and I go, I'm not going to do hard time for punching a queer in the face. So you watch my hand go from this to this, right? And I'm like, whatever, dude. Sorry. Move along. And I start walking out the door, and as soon as I walked out the door, it was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe what I just dealt with. But here's the best part of it all. Remember the guy I was talking about? The tubby dude with the gauges. My lawyer knows who all these people are. He knows their pictures, he knows their names, he knows where they live, he knows everything about these shitbags, right? These low rent shitbags. I couldn't believe Tubby actually spoke to my lawyer. I almost fucking shit myself when I heard that. It was great. It was great. Okay. So to make the insanity end at 30 minutes, we're getting real close. But to finish this off, this is not a done deal. This is not a done story. I am dealing with some really fucked up people, and they will pay for what they have done over the years. I haven't been putting up with this shit because I think it's funny, or because I think it's fun, or because I enjoy it. And I never asked anybody for any of this harassment. And it has everything to do with the zero. Okay? The zero. That means the company I work for and the employees it has or had. Okay, this isn't a joke. This isn't a bluff. This has been a long, drawn out journey, and I'm not sticking around because like I said, because I think it's funny or I'm enjoying it. I'm sticking around because I want that fucking money I've earned from having to put up with this. Okay. Now the other thing is, I need to make clear when I say somebody's low rent. Okay. If I just say the low rent motherfuckers, it's like calling a black person ghetto. It's an adjective. It's not derogatory. When I say somebody's low rent, they think differently. I grew up poor. I can think low rent, and I can also think normal, like a real human. Okay. Ask any successful black person that grew up poor if they can act ghetto or be ghetto, or if they know what the meaning of ghetto means. Okay. I guarantee you they know exactly what I'm talking about. But rather than say the word ghetto, which is in itself derogatory because it drums up racism or racial aspects, I use the term low rent. It's a mental state of mind. Here's an example, a definition of an analogy of or whatever of how I consider it. Okay. Have you, if you know anybody that lives in a mobile home, is poor, lives in a mobile home, in a single wide, they get a good job, and they start making a lot of money, and they buy a double wide. Okay. The way they think is still single wide, but they can afford double wide. Okay. But then they start making even more money, and they go out and they buy a triple wide. But they're still thinking single wide. I know that doesn't make much sense, but I'm having a hard time explaining. It's a state of mind. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to end this before it becomes even more insane, and we'll go from there. I'll do a vlog in a minute. Later.